See, I've basically always played Sion in League of Legends, and he's actually not that popular. Especially wasn't popular at all a few years ago, and that was cool, because it felt unique to play as Sion. But one day came Baus, who is a really good Sion player, and a successful Twitch streamer. Now I have a lot of problems with Baus. You'd think that I would like the guy, since he shows the love of Sion to the whole world and people will respect Sion more as a character, right? Well, actually no. Quite the opposite. First of all, he plays AD Sion, and frankly I don't have a problem with him doing that, because he plays it well, but it ends up making player believe that AD Sion is better than tank Sion. But it's not the case, especially if you just picked up the character. And no, watching a few Baus streams doesn't make you good with Sion. Sion AD is not bad at all, but it's reserved for people who know exactly what they're doing and who played tank Sion before. Tank Sion is not only safer, but it helps the team more in teamfights, it's more intuitive, but most importantly, it's actually way more fun. People look at AD Sion dying and activating his passive and then killing a squish in 3 hits and want to do the same, thinking, that's OP, I can't believe Riot didn't nerf that. Except that's not what happens in your game. If you don't know how to farm, when to die and how to recover, you'll end up running as squishes, getting stunned once by a skill shot because you're bad, and blaming the game devs. That's not what you want. So let me, a Silver 2 pro player, have my part to say, because I'm clearly better to talk about this stuff than a challenger player like Baus. First, play him wherever you'd like. I think the worst role for him is ADC because it reduces the damage of your team significantly, even if you play AD Sion. Support is the next worst, because Sion gains life from killing entities with his W passive, and of course as a support you can't kill units that often. Next, I would put jungle and mid on the same tier. Both are alright and viable in my opinion when playing Sion, but today I'll play him top, because that's where most people play him, and this is a guide. If you want a jungle or mid guide, don't ask me, I'm Silver 2. Just check out some other guide on the internet, there exist plenty. Before the game begins, choose your runes according to how you're going to play him. A lot of players use these runes, which aren't bad at all. The only things I'm changing are Demolish and Minion Dematerializer. For Demolish, it can be very useful to take down the first turret or getting easy platings, but it would not allow you to take the Shield Bash rune, which is one of the best runes with Sion in my opinion. That could seem like it's not much, but trust me, when you're shielded half of the time in combat, it makes the difference. Killing cannon minions is actually quite difficult with tank Sion, since his auto attacks don't deal a lot of damage. So a lot of people like to use Minion Dematerializer. This is great to use for beginners, and there is no shame in doing so because even some pro players use it as well to secure minions when they can get it otherwise. But instead I like to take the cookies, since they give a lot of mana and help me stay in lane for longer, in order to miss the smallest amount of minions possible, because it gives gold, but also for Sion's W passive which gives him health on unit kill. Alright, with all of that knowledge, let's jump right into one of my Sion games so you can see how I handle things. Alright. First, I will take the Corruption Potion. This is because I like the Corruption Potion for multiple reasons. I actually want to invade red like I always do, but my team decided to invade blue. I don't think invading blue is a good pick, because most of the time people can just go here and be very safe from watching over it. You can also be here to prevent red invade, but it's actually rarer. Less people go there, and if they're even a little bit late, it can be very dangerous for them. So we go here and nothing much happens. As I was saying, I like to take the Corruption Potion because it gives you ways to stay on lane longer. My team will actually get a kill there. So yeah, the Corrupting Potion is really good because it gives health and mana, and also it deals a bunch of damage too. So right now I'm hiding on a bush, because most of the time people underestimate Sion's Q, but then I decide to go, because this Illaoi is playing too safe. I actually start with Q, most people will start with W to stack, but I like to play aggressive at level 1, so I don't leave any time for the opponent to level up. This was actually a pretty bad Q from me. Of course here I can trade because I have my shield. I will end up taking a bit of damage from my clone, but not too much because I can just run up to her, deal a lot of damage with my Q and my auto attacks. Yeah, here I take a shield bash attack plus the Grasp of the Undying, which does a lot of damage. It's just small bits of damage. It's like the shield bash, the Grasp of the Undying, and the Corrupting Potion, but it adds up, and it ends up making Illaoi having to flash. And I still have my flash. So here I have the advantage. I actually think that I can kill her under tower. The problem is Ilaoi doesn't really need to get too close to finish the minions. Here I tried to use my E to slow her. I got a successful Q. And now here I actually noticed that she's low enough for me to do a quick combo. This combo is really easy to do and it's really powerful. Basically you just charge up your W away from the opponent, so the opponent won't suspect a thing. And then when you're ready, you do require your flash to do that though. And then when you're ready, this is perfect because she grabbed me. I flash into exploding W instantly and then auto attack and then Q not charged. Like just press Q once or just press it twice if you need to press it twice for it to work. And just like that I still take 2 turret hits, which is a shame, and that's how I die because my clone also take hits. But yeah, it works all of the time. If the enemy is low, just do that. Here I got bad luck with the turret hits, that happens. Oh yeah, so let's ask for help. I didn't see it, unfortunately. You gotta be very careful about your surroundings. That was a mistake from my part. But I eventually see it and I have my R ready, so I can actually do something against her, against that Belveth. First I'm going to... Wow, this Belveth is really dumb. Just like that. It's the Belveth. Now I have a lot of time to take a plating or two. Oh yeah, and then Belveth is gonna try and kill me. So yeah, I can just charge my Q. Actually here I saw her W, but I wanted to cancel me, because when you get your Q cancelled, you have it back way faster, and that way I could just bump her while her E was going on, and that way she barely had time to attack with her E. I'm like, yeah, I could stay, I have a few potions I believe, I still have my corrupting potion, and then I get surprised by the fast tentacles, very fast tentacles, but I can still get a few minions left and right. So it's not too bad. The good thing with Sion's passive is that his death cooldown still goes on while he's acting in his passive. So his death cooldown is ultimately smaller. Here I think I'm going to R. I'm not going to R right away, even though I have the range. The range is approximately what there is between me and Ilaoi right now. But I'm gonna wait until here, because Ilaoi can hear my R, so she can easily run away if she hears it way before. And then she flashes, which is very good for me, of course. And I think it was the right choice from Ilaoi's part. That way she loses less time and she can just go to base and come back faster. Then I get another plating. I still try to attack her under tower, because Sion has a lot of ranged attacks and can do a lot of damage under tower. And if he just takes a turret hit, he will use his W. So it's just good trades. Here I make sure not to leave the zone that Ilaoi created, so I don't get her debuff. Here, fully charged Q. A big thing with Sion is knowing when to charge his Q. I'm just gonna run away for a bit there because Ilaoi is under her R. Then I see Belveth, I dodge her W. I run away for a bit. I know Belveth can't kill me because she's not level 6. I just press my shield. And Belveth actually runs at me, so I just flash and Q her under tower. She couldn't do much there, she didn't have her W. And with Belveth you shouldn't begin a fight with W most of the time. There I get pretty low in HP, and again I will get surprised by the quickness of these tentacles. But even though I died a lot, my game is going very well. I have my first item. You will notice that I'm going with Fire Aegis, which is not what most people will do. Most people will take Heart Steel as a first item because they want to take stacks and get a lot of HP. I actually don't take Heart Steel at all because I don't think it's that good with Sion. The thing is, it gives Sion a lot of HP, but with a lot of HP comes no armor, and I like to play Sion with a lot of armor because it lets you stay in combat for longer. You'll have basically no damage, so you'll have to trust your team, but it gives you the ability to stay in combat for immense amounts of time, and you can just like stay in 1v5 for 5 seconds, which is huge, taking every ult of the enemy team away, taking every ignite and stuff like that, just nerfing the enemy team basically. At that point in the game I can pretty much 1v1 anyone except maybe for the Ilaoi. If I play well and dodge all her tentacles, I could win against her, but I'm not going to try too much. I just try and throw a bit of Qs there. It's actually very safe for me to attack her right now because Ilaoi doesn't have any slows or things like that, so I can just throw a few punches. Well, except for that slow if you count it. Slow her if she gets too close. Here she's actually going to go for the all-in, but it's and it's gonna be enough. I think I had my W there. It's alright, because I can just kill her. It's not too bad, I don't lose gold. I still have more CS than her. I think I have more gold than her at this point. Here I am actually going to go bot lane, because bot lane is alone, since our bot lane is at the top lane, and enemy bot lane is too. So I'm going to take this huge chunk of minions. I actually press R and my W there. The W helps you clear out the minions that survive your R. You just press it while you're going into the minions, and you can see there that I got every single minion just instantly. Illaoi came and I actually felt ballsy enough to fight her. I was like, yeah, I'm more fed, I think I can beat her. I'm actually in the advantage right now, I think, because I still have my shield and stuff, so I can just run away with my shield until Malzahar comes. Look at that snipe. Just like that, max QE from here to there. He's slowed, he can't do anything, he can't go help his teammate over there. Then I go and save this Amemu, of course. He tries and do stuff, but he missed all of his moves. I actually could have died here if he landed all of them, I think. Here I get stunned, but I'm not too worried because I have my W, so I just back away safely. Here I contemplate the decision of R-ing in the middle or not. I don't do it because there's not enough room for kills there. And then because of the vision I see Vigar here, who is coming to the top lane. He's actually going through here, and you can see here at that very moment, the very moment I saw he was going down there, I activated my R. I know nobody saw me, that ward didn't see me. If there was vision here, maybe he would have seen it, but there isn't, so I can just R here, go all the way here and hit Vigar here somewhere. That's exactly what happens. Vigar doesn't suspect a thing, he puts a ward here and he wants to back, but gets hit by my R, and then the combo, pretty easy. He was stunned, he was slowed, he couldn't do anything, and then I just go to top lane and take all the farm. Since R is actually pretty hard to use well, like to use in the right circumstances, you have to know when to use it, when to not use it also a lot, because sometimes you'll be tempted to just run into a fight thinking you are invincible, only for you to die. I like to keep my R as a running away device. I like to, for an example, go into just the bot lane or the top lane pushing a lot, and then backing away with my ult. You can actually see here, that's a really common thing that happens against Bel'Veth. When you play against Bel'Veth as Sion, Bel'Veth is often gonna go and take her R and just die to you because you can revive. So yeah, that's a funny thing. So here I'm looking in the mid lane, I'm like, oh no, he's gonna get the cannon minion. So of course I R to get the cannon minion, and I come just in time to get the gold. That's pretty cool. You can see my R just clears the wave instantly. Here I'm not scared of them at all, like all of them can't do much against me. Even 5 of them. They don't have enough CC to be a real threat, so I just stay around. They don't even kill my clone, even though there were 6 of them with the turrets. That's how tanky I am. I have Jackshaw plus Sunfire Aegis, so yeah, I'm very tanky. I don't even take that much damage from my AP, knowing that this is way more an armor build than a magic resist build. Still don't take a lot of damage. I try to E this minion so his back is cancelled, and he actually kills me because I stayed for too long. I'd say my 2 main issues with Sion is going into the combat while I can't actually do anything and I just run into it and die. And my second issue is overstaying, because Sion with 2 HP is actually like a totally different way of playing him. It's actually viable in most cases, because people don't expect the shield coming up and usually do dumb stuff, think you're dead when you're not, or think they can kill you. The only one who could kill me here is Illaoi, which is who comes eventually. And then I see Bel'Veth coming, so I just R the other way. This is an easy solution. That's why I love to keep my R as much as possible. It's really rare actually for me to use my R like in contact of the enemy. I do that if I need a quick stun to lead into a quick Q too. But it's actually really rare because I like to use my R for moving purposes. It's good to get around the map. I like to use my R to run away also. Here I'm basically dead of course, but that gives a lot of time to my mates to kill the Nashor while I'm distracting the enemy team. With Sion, if you die a lot, which is something that could happen a lot when you're playing Sion, if you die a lot, make sure you die in actually useful places. For example, if you just run on these two towers with your R and you don't actually destroy any of them, just kill minions around and you damage the towers a little bit, that's actually really useful, because it clears out the whole mid lane for a long bit, since you're gonna stay here like for 10 seconds, and then the allied team can just go here and break the inhibitor, while every single one of the enemy team is focusing on you, even though you can't do a lot of damage to these turrets. So they are losing time and they're giving time to the allies to push. That's not what happened here, of course, but that's what could happen. Here I just run under tower on Belves. I actually missed my Q again. I was really tired that day. And then the game is over. That's how you play a good game with Sion. Of course, there I had good teammates. The less good teammates are, the more you'll have to stay with them. You saw in that game I stayed top a lot, but can really go into any other lane. For example, if you have both your R and your TP ready, you can R into bot lane to have a decimating attack the bot lane will not expect, and then you can just go back to top lane safely with your TP. Or you can also R in mid lane. Be sure to know that if your team is in danger, you are always someone who can roam faster with your R. So yeah, if you don't need to use it, don't use your TP, that way you can roam faster. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Have a good time.